It doesn't matter who you are, or where you come from, or what you look like, or where you love. It doesn't matter whether you're black or white, or Hispanic, or Asian, or Native American, or young or old, or rich or poor, able, disabled, gay or straight. You can make it here in America if you're willing to try.
I want to really, yeah. But she gets it, and
Who's a better president for USA, Donald Trump or Barack Obama?
Barack Obama.
Obama all the way. Not even a question.
Barack Obama. What do you mean? 100%.
Barack Obama, I reckon.
Oh my god, like Barack Obama probably.
Barack Obama, 100. Obama. Yeah. Please don't tell me anybody said Trump. No, I'm
actually,
sure
no one said Trump.
No, I think we're in a good space. But I mean, they've both terrible, so.
Oh, Barack Obama's old.
I mean, look at his actual policies.
Obama, definitely.
You're American?
Yeah, 100%.
Barack Obama.
And you're American, right?
No.
Oh my god, Obama. This is not...
I can't think of anybody in history that should get the Nobel Prize more than me, and I don't want to be bragging, but nobody else settled wars. Obama got the Nobel Prize. He had no idea why. He still has no idea. He walks around, he says, I got the Nobel Prize. Why did he get a Nobel Prize? He got it almost immediately upon attaining office, and he didn't do anything, and he was a bad president. So, I mean, you should get the Nobel Prize for every war you stopped. These were major wars. These were wars that nobody thought could be stopped. President Putin called me, and he said about 2 of the wars that he's been trying to stop them for 10 years. He wasn't able to do it. He couldn't believe it. So in theory, you should get the Nobel Prize.
I think I finally understand why Donald Trump hates Barack Obama and Michelle Obama so much, and it really has nothing to do with that White House Correspondents' Dinner years ago. It's that America still loves, the world still loves Barack and Michelle Obama. See, last night was an NBA All-Star game, and, well, the Obamas were there. The camera panned to them, and the crowd cheered. Everybody stood up. They got a standing ovation to the point that President Obama...
Barack Obama has not been president for 10 years, and MAGA can't stop talking about him. They're literally obsessed with the man. They try and blame him for things that are happening today. That's not random. There's a psychological reason for that, although it seems a little creepy. Here are the 4 reasons the Trump cult is obsessed with President Obama. 1. The psychological wage of whiteness. In 1935, sociologist W.E.B. Du Bois at Atlanta University studied poor white Americans. White Americans, even the poor ones, with no money and no power, felt superior to black Americans. Not because they earned it, but because for 250 years the entire system told them they were superior to black people. The law said it, the church said it, the culture said it. Du Bois called it the psychological wage of whiteness. This is a status payment people collect just for being white, a floor that white people couldn't fall beneath. Then Barack Obama became president. He occupied the highest status role in the country. That destroyed the floor. And when a status floor breaks, people don't quietly adjust. They backlash. Obama didn't just win an election. He took something they didn't even know they were depending on. They didn't earn this special status, but they thought it was stolen when Barack Obama got elected. And they've been trying to take it back ever since. 2. Social identity threat. Psychologist Henry Teifel at the University of Bristol spent decades studying in-group conflict. What he found was when a member of an outgroup outperforms the in-group, the psychological response is not one of admiration, but hostility. Teifel called this social identity threat. A failed black president would have confirmed the Trump cult's worldview, but Obama being polished, competent, scandal-free, and widely respected by world leaders made it impossible to call him incompetent. The better Obama performed, the more threatening he became to the cult. Not because of his policies, but because his success directly contradicted everything they believe about the natural order of things. He wasn't supposed to be better. He wasn't supposed to be a gentleman and a scholar, and yet he was. That doesn't just go away. When weak, mediocre people see someone they believe was inferior reach the highest office in the country, they don't get inspired. They become filled with rage. They feel lied to, and they need someone to blame for the hate and rage. That target is Obama. Everything they could never be. 3. Scapegoating. Obama left office in 2017, but his name never left the conversation, because Trump spent more than a decade smearing his name. It all started before Trump was even president. Trump spent years pushing the birther conspiracy, claiming Obama wasn't American, wasn't legitimate, wasn't one of us. That wasn't politics. That was a deliberate effort to strip Obama of his humanity and plant him in the minds of millions as the source of everything wrong. Then when Trump took office, the playbook continued. Every problem needed an explanation. Economy struggling? Obama's fault. Crime rate rising? Obama's fault. Anything going wrong in the country? Obama's fault. Psychologists call this scapegoating. Assign one figure as the source of all your problems and anxiety, which then collapses onto that single target. It feels like clarity to his followers. It feels like understanding. It isn't. Trump didn't just keep Obama's name alive. He spent over a decade turning him into the villain of the story. And to the Trump cult members, this story still is true.
So what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I'm trusting that you're all doing well today. And yes, you are welcome to the channel. So ladies and gentlemen, currently you have seen what, or rather how Trump was reacting to the native white Americans, trying to compare him, or rather just to weigh in between Trump and Obama. And actually, the people who are doing this challenge on the street were able to ask people a couple of questions like, who do you prefer with? Is it Obama or is it Trump? But apparently Obama won. So this is it, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm taking you back into the 60s during slavery. So during this particular time, you will come to understand that there are certain places and there are certain practices that weren't allowed for Black people. So Black people were only regarded as slave number one, and the highest they could go would be maybe assistants to elite American white people, which didn't happen for a long time that they were going to be elevated. Even if you go to school, you study, you pass your exams, still you couldn't even go to schools like Ivy League. Even if you're gonna afford it or not, you are not going to be part of that. So basically, the white community were made to believe that a Black person can never be higher than them. And during Obama's campaign, that is why we had a division. We have the MAGA people, challenging and trying to even call Obama some certain names, like Obama Hussein, something like that. They tried to compare him with something that literally was not fit for the Americans, or rather the elites, or rather within the political arena. And that is why, up to date, Trump isn't convinced that once upon a time a Black person was president. And that is why even right now, when the economy is going down, still he could blame it on the Obama's regime, which has sparked a lot of discussion across the United States of America. And also, ladies and gentlemen, this is just to bring you up to speed that right now the things that the Black people are able to involve themselves with, okay, of course, like some part of these people, the MAGA people, came to a conclusive idea and acknowledging that yes, a Black person can be able to do this and that, and they're actually trying to embrace it. But there is this particular group that was convinced during the time of slavery until right now that they can never be equal with the Black people. And that is why we have this rivalry, going on. People are talking about this and that. And then now also when it comes to political arena, even leadership arena, you will determine that, or rather you have seen that Obama used to relate with African leaders in a very harmonious way compared to Trump, and also leadership is not just about making noise and all that. Obama used to sit down and listen to the people rather than using the thorax to be able to oppress people. And also when it comes to chaos, he was trying to maintain and ask the people, like, what do you want? What do you think we should do? It was diplomatic regime. So ladies and gentlemen, just in case you're new here, my name is Yvonne. Let me know what you think about this particular topic. Do you think one time, like, we will just have a collective, these people, to just acknowledge that this is it and we are equal, So let me know where you're watching me from and leave a comment down below. Ladies and gentlemen, the only way you can support me is by subscribing to this amazing channel. Until next time.